So yeah, let's go spacey, wamey, timey-wimey to some Sarah Jane adventures. So yeah, this is nearly the last one. Yes, technically I've catch up with season 5, but because I wanted to make each season separate, and I like doing these weird Mondays on my other iPad, I save these for Mondays because I'm insane and I could have some TikToks I want to do update on. So BBC and stuff for like TV shows or like One Piece, which I have watched 74 to 85. So that will be coming out soon. I know this is not part of a review. This is just something that I came to my head in case people ask. So yeah, you'll be getting like next Monday will be season 5, then it'll be Despicable Me 4, then it'll be One Piece. I know this sounds stupid and absolutely insane because most likely it is. But yeah, I'm also even doing a review on the old iPad because yesterday I didn't do that. So yes, it's even more insane. But besides the point, I liked this season. And there's so much detail that I want to talk about, but it's so good with the acting, with the visuals, with the designs. I absolutely love it. So that's more because the more things I want to talk about are episode specific, which I somewhat classed as spoilers. With the first two parts being the Nightmare Mare, which I like the idea of. It's sort of a found footage because you get the clips, you get the regular show, and then you get him holding the camera to him, and I love that through part 1, and then part 2 sort of gets back into the swing of like, here's the old thing again, and I like it. That sort of contrast between the two is really interesting, and I absolutely love that idea. Definitely, it is interesting that they have him leave, but because he's comes back and does have some interesting parts in later episodes, I do love this entire season. This is, I would say, one of my favorites. Besides season 3. Season 3 and season 4, I think, are my favorite. The Vault, I love. I love the idea of, like... I love it interesting they have Men in Black and they made, like, where's Will Smith? Because, again, Men in Black was a movie series and Will Smith was in it, and I just find that, like, they knew what they were doing. It felt like they knew what they were doing. But Death of the Doctor, I think, was the most interesting episode, but I love how they sort of, like, have that. And these two episodes, which also includes the other 2 episodes of Sarah Jane Smith's The Wedding of Sarah Jane Smith, are like the 2 episodes that they directly have Doctor iconography, like the Doctor himself, sort of like the sonic screwdriver and the TARDIS. Obviously, you don't have any companions because even in the Sarah Jane wedding, you had like 4 people, and this you have even more. I feel like you don't need, like, I don't know who it was at the wedding time. I think it most likely takes place in between, like, just before he dies and just after he, like, I don't forget, just after, like, probably in between, like, he wiped the memory of his last companion, so probably doesn't have a companion. But this was like, dropped Rory off at a honeymoon planet. And I was like, yeah, because you have 2 sets of old companions, one grandchild of one, sort of Clyde and Ronnie. That's 5, including the Doctor, including the two sort of aliens, and one of the unit members. That's 9 characters in total, including one of the Grassquake. 10 characters. I don't think they needed to add Rory and Amy for sort of like, here's the side characters in that sort of series, because it's just sort of like a tip of the Doctor Who. It's sort of like being like, yeah, this takes place, and having like a fun time with the new Doctor at the time, which was Matt Smith. I love Empty Planet because I like the idea of like, why are we all alone? And I love the reason why. It's absolutely interesting. It calls back to an earlier episode, which is really interesting, but it makes a bit of confusing logic to it. I also like the Lost in Time, because it's one of the only episodes that truly deals with time travel on like multiple times. You deal with a sort of like a World War, you deal with a ghost situation, which I even back then, I don't know when it takes place. I don't know if I'm just being an idiot. Because yeah, I also don't. I also believe that the other time place was in before Mary's execution, which I think was before Bloody Mary. I also, and then the other one was World War Two, and the last one was Goodbye Sarah Jane, which, in my opinion, could be a good cap off to the entire series. Fully, absolutely, I fully agree with that. But I do like it that it does have a season 5 with the season 5 couple of episodes that it had with it. Even though, in my opinion, I think it is a mixed bag, and because of like stuff that happened in the real world, there was probably, I don't know if there was more episodes planned, but I do like it, but it's not as good season 5. But anyway, so I absolutely love season 4, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It's really cool and really awesome. So I hope you enjoyed, and good night.